Let's get into this. So this is pretty interesting, and we saw some lead up to it. So talking about Rockham Rochelle and some of the things that he has going on, and kind of in a way, not just him, but a lot of the folks out there that are making an effort during these times to create advertising, create outreach, create different like programs to, in Rockham's case, like get somebody to supposedly debate Richard Hart, like what happened many times last cycle. Richard was known for doing debates with lots of crypto people, which were great. But Rockham was leading up to this post, I think that came out Monday or Tuesday, where he's essentially putting $1 million of his own money out there, supposedly, to anyone that is willing to debate Richard Hart. I think I sent you this tweet, right? I sent, his announcement of it. Okay.
I have it on the screen.
Okay. I don't know why it's showing me that. My bad. Yeah, there we go. So basically saying anybody that would want to debate Richard, and with all the parameters, what you need to do to sign up, all these different things. And one, I mean, on its face, I mean, I think this is great. I mean, it looks cool. I would love to see this happen. And I'm glad that Rockham and lots of others are, taking these kinds of actions here as there's the legal clarity and things starting to pick up. He had a Spaces the other day we were both listening to with, I think, Crypto Stylist was in there as well. And some people were floating a lot of interesting ideas in there. I know you caught some funny stuff as well. But, Rock definitely, putting his money where his mouth is here, seemingly. But so the thing that you and I mean, right when this came out, the first thing you said to me is like, does Richard know about this? Like, has it been run by RH? Do we know that? Because I still don't know. I mean, I have no idea. And honestly, even if Rockham said yes, I still wouldn't consider it like proof necessarily. But I'm not bitching. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that, I congratulate anybody doing this kind of stuff, including Dipcatcher, trying to make something like FlexNet right now to address problems he foresees in, the ecosystem, whatever opportunities that people think are out there that are trying to make the ecosystem better, I think is great. I think that there's a lot of other things going on that's creating the prices not being to where we are yet, that we're just kind of waiting on. But I love that people are working right now. So what do you make of this Rockham thing, though?
Well, it's interesting. It definitely, he had the same deal out there last cycle. And nobody took him up on it. I recently saw yesterday or the day before a guy that had already debated Richard, and it was the most boring conversation where the guy was talking about all open source software and how he had designed this open source something. Again, it was so unmemorable that I don't even remember what it was that he came out and said that he had designed and came up with. And I noticed that he had posted and said, I'll do it again. I had a great debate with him the first time. And I was like, seriously? I mean, it was probably one of the most boring of Richard's debates that I saw. It wasn't that interesting. And I was like, no, my vote is no. Don't give this guy $1 million because he's not that great of a debater anyway. So Richard's knowledge definitely shined through on that conversation. And yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is right now, Richard has not been overly public. It would almost have to, it does say a live recorded debate. So it doesn't say live stream or anything like that on Rackham's post. So maybe he has agreed to something recorded where, they could play it back later. Again, I don't know the details. I hope that he has definitely okayed this. And I hope somebody interesting does come out where, there is good conversation and a good debate about something. I think even Peter, was it Peter? No, not Peter. The gold guy.
Peter Schiff. Yeah.
Peter Schiff? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They have debated before. And
Yeah,
then,
that was a rough one.
yeah, which I think Richard made a lot of good points. I think that he did too for gold. Obviously, there was some back and forth there,
It
but
was a rough one to watch. It was kind of like the Trump Biden debates from 2020. Like
yeah,
Peter Schiff's mic was too hot, and it was just yelling over that. That's all I meant. Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely rough. But I hope we get something good out of this, and even if not, it definitely gets the word out there. There's $1 million floating around for somebody willing to do it. Now, is Richard rusty? That would be my concern, right? He hasn't been doing this every day. He's not been very vocal. His talking points aren't brushed up. I don't know if he's sitting there practicing or not. But when you're doing it all the time and debating people over and over again, you get the talking points, you get the main things that you want to come across that you're right about, and people like to argue them, and you can really kind of drive them home. I think he may be, he's smart enough to not be out of practice, but there is that chance where he could be a little bit rusty when it does happen, if it happens. So that's my only concern about it. I think it's definitely good to get the word out there. I think it's good to see that kind of money and someone putting up, a real money challenge that would hopefully something comes of it, but we'll see.